Dexter, really? Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine and welcome to a new review for Dexter. This week's episode, which is also the penultimate episode of the entire series, was called Monkey in a Box. Okay, I've gotta be honest with you guys. As a penultimate episode that leads to the final episode of the entire series, I just didn't love it. But before I get into the meat of what didn't work for me, let me just share some quick thoughts. First, Dexter sends Harrison to be with Jamie, at which point I'm thinking, couldn't Harrison talk about Hannah to Jamie? Don't kids do this? Don't kids just blab about things that they've been doing? Alright, I think I might be a little easy to convince because I think I kind of like the Deb and Quinn storyline now. I don't know, I just thought they had a sweet moment in this episode, which I never thought I would like, but I'm actually okay with this. And now let's talk about this huge brain surgeon storyline. Starting with the deal that Oliver offers Dexter. I was thinking about it and at first I thought, Dexter, why aren't you taking the deal? It sounds like a good one. And then I thought, no, there's really no win in this situation. If he accepts the deal and goes away, there are no guarantees that Saxon wouldn't go after his family. If he doesn't accept the deal, then Saxon will definitely come after him. So I think in this case, Dexter definitely made the right choice to still go after Saxon and make sure that he was dealt with. Also, I think a big part of this episode's theme and also of this final season is Dexter becoming more human and less of a psychopath. And I think they really addressed it in this episode through first Dexter saying, maybe I'm not the old Dexter to Harry, and then thinking that he was really gonna miss people, that he wasn't pretending anymore. And especially when he realized that his urge to kill is lessened or even completely gone when he's around Hannah. Unfortunately, that led him to make horrible decisions. Horrible. I wanted to shake Dexter so much when he said, I don't need to kill, and he decides to hand Saxon over to the police. I'm sorry, what? You're not gonna kill him, the guy that could potentially kill your family. Whoa. Wait a minute, what? I mean, you work in the police department. He could beat the system and go free, right? Like, there are no guarantees that even if you hand him to the police, he will go to jail. The only way you can guarantee that he will never come after you is by killing him. And let's not even talk about the fact that he knows a lot about you. He could blab about you. Maybe he has files on you. And then I think what bothered me the most was that we have seen this character for 7 seasons talk about how he really needed to kill. And then it seems in a matter of like a few episodes, he's totally switched and turned around and now he's like, oh, I don't need to kill anymore. I don't mind if you're getting there, but I thought that's a little fast. I feel like if your whole life you've had to kill and you can just switch it off like that, I just feel like it cheapens a little bit the years that we've spent with him. If it was just he just needed to meet Hannah and it was just fine. It should have been his last kill. I think that would have been a lot more poetic, where he realizes I don't need to kill anymore and this is it. I am starting new when I move to Argentina. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he also decide not to kill the Trinity Killer right away when he first met him? And we all know how that turned out. So I'm like, Dexter, you know he's a psychopath. You know how they work because you kind of are one, or at least were one. You know he's never ever gonna let you live in peace as long as he's alive. So I just don't understand why he would leave him alive. It made no sense to me and I was so disappointed. I really wanted this to be his last kill, and I think the whole Harry saying you don't need me anymore would have been even better if he had been like, this was my last kill, this is over. I don't think I appreciated that moment with Harry as much because of it. I was just too focused on why he wouldn't kill the other guy and knowing that it was just gonna end bad. And then of course Deb gets shot, which again, how did she not shoot him when she had her gun pointed at him? He had time to literally get his gun out and she just didn't shoot him. I was like, Deb, come on, you're better than this, come on. At least I guess he killed the marshal, which helps Hannah. But since Elway is also in the case, I don't know how much that really helps her. I thought that Saxon was gonna be dealt with in this episode, that way we could move on to the other issues that you're dealing with, mainly Hannah getting arrested and possibly people finding out that Dexter is a serial killer. I mean, that's still a possibility, so I felt there was enough to use in the final episode without adding on Saxon on top. Honestly guys, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna end. I'm really worried that it's not gonna be that satisfying because I wanted Saxon to be dealt with this episode, so I don't know if I want to deal with him again in the final episode when this is the final episode of the series and I want them to wrap other things up than him. Just kind of sad about this episode. The previews for next episode do look good, so hopefully there'll be a little more action, a little more things, at least hopefully some storylines get wrapped up and we get a crazy cool ending which will make up for this episode and some of the other things that we didn't get this season. But of course, I'd love to hear from you guys and what you thought of this episode. Did you enjoy this episode? Were you happy that Dexter didn't kill Saxon? Did you like how that all turned out and how he's slowly becoming more human? Or were you disappointed like I was? Anything else you want to talk about from the episode, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like. We always appreciate it. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss my final Dexter review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for the final episode. Bye!